Your number one. Your
Legacy 90.1, and this is a search engine, and you're listening to Anthony, my guest in the studio, Jake Reese, with this up close and personal show. And Jake's been sharing with us his journey, his awakening, his delving deep within, and challenging those, dare I say it, demons, and most definitely coming through. Which I think in some ways we all do, whether it's on a daily basis, weekly basis. Sometimes it's just about the sustainability of once we are shown there or got there. Got a text that says here, best moments when, and I actually like this. It says best moments, and I think this was in relation to when you were talking about your experience of what you went through. If I interpret it all right, and tell me if you think I'm on best moments. It's 254, thank you. The best moments when we meet Jaja Body, free experience, natural phenomenon, not man-made influences, blessings all the time. Do you get that? Do you get the same thing?
So is it natural? You can do it naturally without the man-made influences.
Well, I think that's what you see. Best moment when we meet Jaja Body, free experience, natural phenomenon. That's possible.
When I've naturally come through and seen, when I've seen the trees and the auras, is the natural state when I was. Is that? I think that's what I gather from it.
Yeah, I can see that. I was kind of like thinking again that you seen a phenomenon. Best moment when you met Jaja. In that's how I took it. You
in
met,
the club.
In that going through the experience when you're talking about going through that you met it.
Yeah.
It was an experience. And that took you there. But again, it's like that same thing, isn't it? That we could see one thing, could have 10 people seeing one thing, and 10 people will see 10 different things, even though you were looking at looking at the same thing. But well, there was something that again I wanted to touch on. I mean, I can't even really leave that big journey that you talked about that brought you to that stage of awakening. Because where did you go then from there? How do you make sure that you now sustain that feeling, that place?
I'll get very in touch now with my feelings and my gut, and meditation and exercise, getting out in nature and being around people that are on the same mission as you. That family and that trust. And I was led to these people from there, and for the universe to guide me. Some really profound moments. I remember one, I was walking through town. I had my new iPhone with me, and all the iPhone was headache, numbers from clubs, DJs, had everything on there. And it said to me, go and get this iPhone to someone. So I got my iPhone out, and I seen a homeless man on the floor. And I said, are you okay? He said, yeah. I said, do you mind if I give you this phone? He's like, have you just found it? I was like, no, it's mine. So I give him the phone, and I walked off. But then when I walked off, it was like something just cleansed inside of me.
Did you clean it before you give it?
I just give it him, bro. I had still had a bill 2 months later. He must have been using it. But it was like it was like I was getting channeled. Like I was getting a channeling through me. It was stronger than any feeling that I've ever had. And that was one of the ones that I'd done, and it was just like, as I walked off from round Deansgate. As I've turned the corner on Deansgate, the sun was just beaming bright down in my eyes past as I've gone and done it, and it was just like the light was just on me. It's just like just feeding. I just went peace, surrender. You don't need it. You don't need all them numbers. You don't need people phoning you up at 2 o'clock saying, can you get guest list? You got after parties going on. What's going on? It was just like, there was the peace. That was like another defining moment. I was stripping everything from me, and then it was saying, look, when you left for your naked soul, you don't need anything. That's where you step into your true strength. And it was stripping me bit by bit, And yeah, there was just some other profound moments where I had to say things to people when I didn't want to do certain things. I just go, no, I don't feel that's true for me anymore. I don't agree with that. You know, things that I've agreed with for years, and certain activities that I was involved in, and I had to step away from them and say, no, I don't think this is right anymore. You know, a lot of people got angry with me for their own selfish reasons, you know, but it was stripping. I had to strip the old me and bring back who I really was, you know. Or when my mind went rested, this universe would have kept. It's like, how dark do you want it to get? Because it can get darker if you want it to, or you're going to follow what you're meant to do. And it was like I didn't have a choice. I was getting these challenges. I remember I got one. This is mad. So it says, leave your phone at home. This was before I gave my phone away. This was a week before, and I started walking down the parkway at night. And I was walking to town, and it was raining, and I had this message, this like channeling coming into me saying, and I had all these things that I built up in the garage, like scarves, Alexander McQueen scarves, hats, all these designer things, which was my materials, what's the word for it? I can't even get the word now. Superficial like values, what I'd put on these logos in this armour that you had to be this character when I'd go out. You know, you had to like the certain trainers and this and that and hats and da-da-da. And I put them all in this bag, all these loud clothes that was a statement, and where these resources actually come from and the materials that they come from, but I won't go into that. So I put them all in this bag, and I was walking up the parkway with this bag. Must have had over £1,000 worth of swag in there, clothes, hats, glasses, loads of different things. And I was walking down, and it was raining, and I just had this challenge. It just said put them in the bin. So I just opened someone's bin, put them in, carried on walking, and then I seen spirits on there, white spirits, clear as day. Do you know what I mean? Clear as day, got no wits about me. And they was laughing at me like that, and they was pointing at me. And then when I look back now into my spiritual awakening, the people that was involved at the time would laugh. Oh, you're into this meditation. Oh, you're into this spiritual stuff now, dude. And they'd laugh. And it was getting ready. It was saying, no matter who laughs and who tries to mock what you're doing and the path that you're on, you stay strong on that path, and you don't let anyone pull you off it. You follow your heart like a lion. And that's what I stuck to. And the next week, people would laugh. It was the universe was showing me signs before they was doing it to say, look, stay on the path. It's all right. Don't worry what this world thinks. It's what you think. You're the only person going to bed at night, and you've been your authentic you today. And that was what I started to live from then. You know. It was powerful times, man. Look, even now, looking back, I can feel the goose pimples coming up now, you know, from them, because I was so confused at that time. I didn't know. But when I look back now, it's just a beautiful time that the God, the universe, you know, however you want to call it, that energy was getting me ready. It was like
because I like to listen and I like to hear this, and I like the fact that I know that other people have had similar experiences, you know, similar things that have made them have to come to that stage where they've got to make a decision that, you know, something has to change. For me, whether that's for a health reason, you know, or whether somebody's passed away in their life, or, you know, they've been, because again, at that time when you were doing all of that, what you were doing, the youth kind of like scene was a bit crazy at that time, was it not?
The party scene.
Well, the part, but just
in
youth
general
crime.
Oh, the youth crime. Yeah, man. Yeah.
So there was much to be, you know, drawn away. I suppose what you were doing was good, because obviously it took you away from probably some of that north, although you probably still knew quite a few of that group that were doing what they were doing.
Yeah.
What obviously it's not for you to change everybody. And the text that came in before, it said, you experienced death.
So,
well, you referred to it as an awakening.
Yeah, it was. There's not, in my knowing, there's no such thing as death.
Okay.
You know, we're an eternal soul having a human experience. And at that time, physically, my soul did leave my body in this place on earth, but to go on a journey, but then to come back into my body as a rebirth, you know, and it's quite common for a death and rebirth in different ways. Like you're saying,
Yeah.
something can happen in your life, someone can die, a job could end that you've been at for years, or you know, you might just meet someone at this time and you know they just say some one profound thing, and it's like you have to kill
Yeah.
the old you. But I feel at that time, because I wasn't really
But then,
listening.
so in a way, then that's not wrong then in what they've said, because
No.
it's not a physical death. It was a death of something for you going through
Yeah.
that experience.
Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Mm.
definitely. Yeah, it was killing the old me.
Yeah.
I killed the old me. The old me had to die, you know. But I wasn't listening for a long time to the signs, so it was like a dramatic boom. God saying, "Look, stop now, because it's going to get dark. Here's your sword. Here's your shield, and it's time to do the real work." You know. And so yeah, you know, shout to the
So
Texan.
more in the sense of now you casting off your thing, you're putting away those tools that you think obviously were not who you are meant to be. You know, we said, Jack, about the death and the experience. Then in the sense of that, then staying that within yourself. Yeah, obviously we're in this world, you know, we're of this world, we're in this world, and we hope in a way not to necessarily, from what I'm hearing, to be of it.
Yeah.
What from your experience then would you say now? You know, you're 31, yeah. That kind of like age group and stuff. What would be your, not even that age group, because you're never too old to learn, and if so, what's your message that, or what is important? What if I was to say, what's the most important thing you would say to people now, in the sense of what is needed to make the right change? What would you say?
I'd say to always be the authentic you and to be your truth, especially for growing up in areas where people might not want you to express who you are. Because wherever I was brought up a lot of crime, a lot of different scenarios that had happened, what I had to pull away from, and different people I had to pull away from. But I'd say just to make you, do things that are going to make your mum proud, to make your mum be like, yeah, that's my son. You know, that was another big turning point for me. Was I wanted to make my family proud, you know. And I always say, if you're doing things that you don't want people to know, then you shouldn't be doing them. And I always say that when you get on that low vibration, if you like to call it, the universe will look after you, and you stay strong into your faith and to what you're doing is the correct thing.
So on that kind of similar kind of like question, in the sense of what you should do, again I say the similar question: what's important? What at present is important to you that you think people should be aware of in today, or about themselves? So if you meet, you're going on this changed person, you're meeting some people that are not where you are now. You meet people that are more advanced, that about where maybe more advanced on down the ladder from you. But when you do meet somebody and you feel that same, like the hand on the shoulder, do you know what I mean? You could be better than you are, kind of thing. What is your message to that type of person? Because sometimes it's like, I don't know if it can be a one message fits all, but when you talk about this love thing, it seems to be, it has that's a kind of at least a key.
I say karma's real. Karma's real, I'd say to him. And whatever you put out into this life will come back to you in one way, shape or another. It might not come back instantly, but if you're a good person and you do good things and you have pure intentions, then and they will come back to you. You know, surround yourself with people that are on the same mission and want to raise the consciousness on this earth, because I feel that's what we're here for. When someone says, what's your purpose? I think your purpose is to remember. And there's so much that we can remember as a human race, you know, which we are going back into now. So I'd say, yeah, my message is to remember who you are to the youth, and remember the change that you can have and how much influence you're going to have over this next generation. And all the people that have lived and come before you, you know, and fought for goodness, even back to the war. You know, Martin Luther King, Gandhi, Malcolm X, Jesus, all these people that have come to the earth to change the frequency, the vibration at this time, so we can just have water running out of our taps, so we can have food on our table. We just be so grateful for all the people and our ancestors that had to dig in for this, and for them not to sit scrolling through social media, not got enough likes, not got enough this, none of that even matters, you know, to really open their eyes to the real world and to the gifts and the talents and the infinite wisdom that's within them to come and change this planet.
Brilliant, man. Now, I mentioned at the top of the show a few things about Jake that was involved in. One of them, as I mentioned, is a lyricist, if that is a word. And Jake's going to drop us an a cappella version of, I don't know, what is it, rap, poem?
Yeah, I say conscious rap, spoken word.
What's it called?
This one is The Army of Love.
Okay, listen, let me give a little bit of intro. Gonna be going out there. Got Jake Reese on the show. He's gonna be giving us I should have just written it down. What do you say? Love?
Army of Love.
Army
of Love, yes.
Start again now, listeners. It is intro. Here we go on the search engine. I've done this for a long time. You know, when we used to do the music shows, I kind of got into doing this quite well, didn't I? Now it's like a bit rusty. I have to shake off the rust. Okay, we've got Jake Reese here. Going to be giving us a track, Army of Love. So here we go. Jake Reese.
Wings of Buddha, Supreme Elohim, children of God, let's go listen. So, from creation at the start, there's mythology to tell. The facts sit deep with no thing to sell. My truth I speak from one Lord himself. You see, angels fell like coins down a well. Michael knew it was never farewell. Lucifer returned alongside Ezekiel, death and transformation to heal their own well. Gabriel's trumpet sounds alarm bells, gather the troops for our Lord himself. For those to come home, who first wished to rebel, it's that internal love, what regenerates cells. Mammalian, reptilian, the pearls of our shell. It's us who create the place we call hell. In Dr. Witty's scriptures, they try to resell perception of our outlook under a spell. Not no more. Metatron, Charmiel, Raphael, Haniel, Uriel, our archangels are love prepared to excel. Parts of our mother being blown to a shell. Children have no choice but to kick, scream and yell. What's a mother in destruction, killing ourselves? We need to understand what we're doing to our land. Brothers and sisters, life is a mirror. Heaven to hell, our worlds are parallel. Our body, our earth are sacred hotels. Look after these, we're sure to excel. Truth over knowledge. His story's been sloppy. Well, it's time to retell. You see, a conscious vibe has fell many times. Adam and Eve represent two tribes that started a fall false gods from the sky. Give away our power over our means to survive. Zoom. Bumblebees lost in our own hive. Dim the mind to suppress our shine. With no eyes, how can we see lies in the 3 world wars, yet nothing to hide? Using free will spoon fed to the blind. Overburdened with knowledge, what our wisdom will drive. What I stand up to fight and enslaved to die. Awaken our mind through the one eye. Wanna hear truth, read between lines. Forgot only we were children of the divine supreme Elohim. Believe in the hype. In fact, don't believe. Don't believe in nothing. You've got to know it deep within. That's where the power lies. Know it, and we will not be moved. Ever. Limitless beings combined to cloud nine. Root to our corners where the magic lies. Fitted for your vertebrae, aligning our spine. Christ-line energy is our blood type. Never a coincidence made to design. Observe nature. There's not one straight line. Revelation time's opportunity to thrive like fruit from a tree you pick when it's ripe. Look to the skies if you want to see signs. The power of love we came to revive. Lighten up the shadows, there's nowhere to hide. They fear the day when we feel alive. Oh, it's close. So close. Everyone on this earth can feel it. The tipping point is near, and it's us that's gonna tip this. You, me, humanity alongside Adonai. Don't try to fit into this life when you were born and you came here to stand out. We are direct children of source, children of love. Now let's go and shine in these darkest times that the brightest stars shine at night. It's only the beginning of the end. There's no need for goodbyes. The rapture's here and there's no surprise. Now we see the truth within all the lies. Our essence runs deep. Now it's time that we shine so bright that you blind the eyes. Remember our Lord and the covenant signed. Brothers and sisters, it's time to fly so high. Fly or exist to die. Ezekiel, wings of Buddha, spread them wings. Thank you very much.
Whoa, we'll be right back.
And around the world online.